Clash Royale, guys, already announced that they're nerfing most of the heroes before they're even in the game. I guess they knew how broken they were and they're making some adjustments, so that's good that they're at least nerfing them before they came into the game. But I'm also going to be discussing the reasoning behind the nerfs, and also, are heroes good for the game? Are they a good addition even if they're balanced? We're going to be diving into all of that in today's video. So let's get into what the nerfs were first. So they've announced they're heading into a short maintenance, guys, to squash some bugs. Extra evolution shards will now be converted. Giant snowball evolution will deal damage to crown towers. Level 16 princess tower will now defeat a lava pup in 2 hits. Graveyard will now play its deploy sound. Other small fixes, guys. And they said here, this is the big one. In addition, guys, to bug fixes, we're also making some pre-release balancing to the new heroes. The Hero Musketeer's Trusty Turret, the hit speed is going from 0.4 to 0.5. The damage is being increased, though, from 140 to 148. The Hero Knight's Triumphant Taunt, the elixir cost is going from 1 to 2, but they're increasing the shield hit points from 550 to 819. The Hero Mini P.E.K.K.'s Breakfast Boost, the damage healed percent is going from 50% to 40%. But they're getting a lot of hate. People are saying here, great job. Let's buff Hero Musketeer's Turret and Knight Shield. Definitely need it. What is that? Did they buff the best heroes and nerf the worst? Knight Shield gonna survive a mini P.E.K.K.A hit. This game is cooked. Buffing the Musketeer's Turret even before release. Knight definitely needed the elixir increase, but don't increase his shield too. Yeah, let's buff broken heroes. Buffing heroes. So a lot of people think, guys, that these are buffs, but here's the thing. It looks bad initially. Let me just show you guys real quick. They gave their reasoning. I want to show you guys why these are actually nerfs. So the Hero Knight nerf, guys, the taunt ability was tested at 2 elixir originally, and that made value difficult to achieve in initial play testing. But increasing the ability by 1 elixir felt necessary for balancing after creators tested the card. Developers are open to adjusting it later if shield hit points compensation was too much. The thing is, guys, people don't realize how much a 1 elixir increase to the ability is. This is obviously a nerf more than a buff. I don't think maybe some casual players don't understand that, but this is 100% a nerf, and I'm willing to bet money on it. Is it enough of a nerf? I don't know, and maybe they'll decide they don't need it to have the shield compensation, but this for sure, guys, is a nerf. I think that's obvious, and I'm a little bit surprised that some people think it's a buff. And for the Hero Musketeer, guys, it's the same thing, because the turret damage per second was reduced ultimately from these changes from 350 to 296. The turret's going to be slower against swarm cards, and the damage per shot was increased to slightly compensate for the hit speed nerf while keeping the total DPS lower. The thing is, guys, the total DPS is lower. So this is still a nerf, even though it's not obvious because they made compensations, small ones, for the main part of it getting nerfed. This is just, I think, objectively a nerf to the Hero Musketeer as well as the Knight. I think some people don't realize that right away, especially casuals, but I'm willing to bet money on the fact that these are nerfs and not buffs. It just logically makes sense. Even though that's the case, guys, and these, were ended up, ultimately nerfed, you can see, guys, heroes are still perceived very badly. You can see this was the top post of the day on Reddit. We did it. Heroes video now has more dislikes than likes. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. First with evolutions and now with heroes. Now all that's left is for Jinxie to leave the game and let the devs suffer to not get enough money to pay their rent. So people don't like the concept of heroes in general, guys. I think even if they're balanced, which they're trying to make them balanced, I still think they're just going to have a negative, I guess, just sentiment or whatever the word is from the community. I think that they're still disliked, and that's the problem. And this is another really high post of the day. If Jinxie stops promoting these shitty updates, the game might be saved. He's carrying the game right now. Him calling out Supercell stops making more and more content promoting the pure shittiness of Supercell is doing the only thing that can save us. And I mean, that is true. He helps the game a lot. Why is this guy not an Evo? I mean, he doesn't have he doesn't have a button ability, so what's the point of making him a hero card? Yeah, this would have been a good Evo idea for the mini P.E.K.K.A, I feel like. And this post summarizes everything really well. Clash Royale is weird. Clash Royale makes no sense. Here's why. This got over 7,000 upvotes. In 2021, Clash Royale introduced champions. It had mixed reactions, but it was definitely a good addition since the game had the same card type for 5 years. This was a time where Clash Royale was slowly losing their 2016 popularity, and as you can see, this helped them a lot. in 2023, Clash Royale released Evolutions in level 15, in which 99% of the community agreed it was bad. You can see, like, everyone was hating on it. And this was the time where Clash Royale was in a bit of a slump. As you can see, this did help them get a little boost initially, but not as much as they did in their glory days. So it didn't really help very much compared to Champions, as you can see. But why were Evolutions so despised while Champions more beloved? I think the answer is simple. While Champions added a whole new card with abilities never seen before, it obviously got more fame than the same cards that were just stronger versions. It also came with level 15, which makes sense as well. And then when Clash Royale was in a stale state, this happened. Popular live streamer Jinxie started streaming the game. And just by doing nothing, they were back, and not even just a little more popular, they even more than they ever were. And yeah, this is the case. The game has really been in its prime recently, which is kind of crazy. So Clash Royale now have a chance, even better chance, to make their games more popular, and they're gonna play it safe and focus on completing the evolutions, adding more champions, tower troops, quality of life, things right. And then they add heroes, something no one asked for. Heroes are the newest rarity coming to Clash Royale. They're the same cards that have the champion's ability and don't have to be cycled like evolutions, and they're overpowered rank coming. Like, they should have just added all these as champions, I feel like, and people wouldn't have been as upset. Why? You got a second fucking chance. Instead of making your game better, you decide to make the most money off of it. How dense are you? This game is like a villain that gets second chances and betrays everyone every goddamn time. This is a beloved game by many, it really is, and just to see this game get milked by its developers even after second chance is just depressing. In the end, though, they don't care. None of them do. As long as the money is increasing, they'll keep doing it. And absolutely no 100th frank post on Twitter is going to convince me that they do. The end. Kind of depressing ending there, but it's just such a sad thing for them to do. I'm not even that much of an OG, played around 2019, but man, it is sad to see where they went and are going. We'll hope you have a good day, and goodbye. And I mean, I think that kind of sums up exactly how everyone has been feeling recently. While I do think that these balance changes for the heroes are good, and at least they're not going to try to milk people as much by forcing people to buy the overpowered heroes. Like, if they waited to nerf until after they came into the game and emergency nerfed it, I think people would have been a lot more angry. So at least they're trying a little bit to make sure they're still balanced. People clearly think that the Musketeer and the Knight are still going to be too strong, and these nerfs weren't enough. I do think they are objectively nerfs, in my opinion, and I think people will see that, but I still don't think that it's enough. But I guess we'll see if people get used to the heroes. Maybe people will get used to them eventually, like people did with the evolutions, but for now, things definitely aren't looking too good from how the community is reacting. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. You can use creator code BOSS to support me in any Supercell game. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.